What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the HASAN broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is Newsday, Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday. Ethan is apparently still constantly, obsessively posting about me, and one of the things that he fucking posted was a now deleted tweet from Twitter that I don't know where he even found it, of my tweet from December 15, 2016. Oh, hey, everyone, it's time to care about dead babies in Syria. Social media told me so. Now, at first glance, if you are not insanely motivated to assume that I don't care about the prospect of dead Arab children, for example, and if you're like an obsessive stalker, you might actually assume I'm saying that, you know, you shouldn't care about dead Syrian children. Of course, as I have repeatedly talked about here, this is more so about the idea that like nobody cares about fucking dead children in Syria, and they should. And it's really fucked up that it's until it's far too late do people even entertain the notion of talking about dead children in Syria, just because it's a social media movement. Now, why am I saying that? It's because I'd written extensively on the subject matter, including my video at the time, We Must Help Syrian Refugees, posted on the Young Turks YouTube page one day after it was actually published originally on Facebook. This was tweeted during the height of the bombardment of eastern Aleppo. The side of the city was being besieged. The Assad regime, Iran, and Russia indiscriminately bombed civilian spaces, hospitals, bakeries, and schools. Over 22,000 civilians were killed, at least 5,200 of whom were children. That was my point. My point was that people did not care about Syrians. People did not care about what Assad was doing. People did not care about the plight of Syrians. But like, why? Why do you post something like this? Why do you post something like this implying that I actually, in 2016, was, pro-Assad or something, or pro-dead Syrian children or something? Well, you only do that because, you know, you yourself don't give a fuck about dead Arab children. You kind of like it because you like Israel. I said with the image description, I said, moronic Zionist falsely assumes I too must not care about dead Arab children like the state he defends by using tweet out of context from December 15th, 2016. And then my actual coverage on the issue from December 15, 2016 posted a day later. And what's crazy is his proof against social media told me to do so is the Young Turks page telling him to do so. That's me, man. My reply guys are so fucking stupid. Now, of course, while I was, as I've shown you my coverage on this before, my coverage on Syria before back in 2016, again, a lot of these guys don't understand. They don't care about politics. They've never cared about politics. They will never understand politics. For them, it's just like a simple fucking haha gotcha, right? And there are plenty of people in their audiences who also don't care about politics, so it's very easy for them. It's very digestible. You make this very digestible when you do this shit, and unfortunately, the apolitical masses, the masses that perceive themselves as like being above caring about politics, will ride with this shit. Here, this is perhaps a decent way of ending this conversation. This was tweeted during the height of the bombardment in Aleppo. When people mention a random tweet you had about Syria forever ago and think you don't care about Syrians, please put a moment of this on the screen. Oh, yeah. We must help Syrian refugees. When I said, oh, hey, now the world cares about Syrian children, which is a tweet that an American Enterprise Institute government stooge always points to all the time to say that I don't give a f about Syria. I literally was writing this article at the time, and I was mad that people didn't give a f about Syrian refugees. It is a completely and utterly contextless tweet to post when I literally have documented, like when I have personally, time and time again, defended refugees across the board. Defended people's lives that have been destroyed. That's what's so crazy. But these people would rather live in a lie. To all the idiots commenting, Hassan was frustrated that people don't care about these atrocities unless it's trendy to do so. He'd been talking about Syria for years and released many cries about it, including this one from 6 years ago. If you go back and watch that video, you will realize, like, I'm criticizing the Assad regime and its practices in 2016 during the conflict that was unfolding. So what was Ethan Klein doing at that time, though? That tweet is evidence that you were, because he was a podcaster at that time, right? What was Ethan doing at that time?
Syrians are dying. Why does that not get more attention than a literal car roadster being launched into outer space? Sorry, one's way more fucking interesting.
It's true.
It's so crazy because I didn't even, like, I had no understanding of Ethan Klein at that point beyond, like, Vape Nash, right? And he's, like, literally, it almost feels like he's responding to me back in 2016. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, I was responding to the guy all the way back in 2016, and now look at this. In 2025, he's using this as an own. When people mention
Syrians are...
Well, this was his take back then. It's always projection. And it fucking... And it's crazy because, like, his fan base doesn't understand this or they don't care. And that's what blows my mind. Like, you have no interest in the truth at all, really? Like, a sense of community. A sense of community is all you care about? That, like, this is it? This is your entire interest. It starts and ends with whatever the fuck Ethan Klein is focusing on that day. They always have to misinterpret your stances to argue against them. Interesting. Exactly. All you're doing is basically lying to a broader audience about what my fucking worldview is. Like, I don't care about disparaging Ethan, okay? I know that his fan base does not realize that because, again, projection, they care about disparaging me. I don't care about disparaging Ethan. I don't give a shit. He's done plenty awful things on his own that people have documented a million times over, and his fucking fan base clearly doesn't give a shit about any of that. And that's fine. But, like, I'm a political commentator. What use do you have constantly lying about my fucking political perspective? This is what I will never understand. It's like it doesn't make sense to me at all. Amber said it best. Beware of people entering communities primarily for community. Oh, entering politics primarily for community. You get shit like Destiny and Ethan. Yeah. It's one of the funniest aspects of this. And it's one of the most commonplace things I hear from people who are like, I'm a former fan. And as a former fan, I couldn't believe like how much Hasan's points changed throughout time. It's like, I'm one of the most consistent political commentators, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? This is just stan culture masquerading as like politics. And it's so damaging the discourse, so damaging the political discourse. I saw a tweet, I think it was Ested that posted about this, where he was like, everything is stan culture. Everything is stan culture now. Team sports is stan culture. Like, obviously team fandom was already so close to stan culture, but like people no longer care about the output. They care about like financial dominance. They care about financial dominance. Stan culture is dominating every aspect of our lives. We are so alienated. We are increasingly isolated from one another. And now, stan culture, one, sports, politics, pop culture, everyone's a barb now, derogatory. One of the worst things to happen to sports, in my opinion, has been fans talking like league stakeholders and owners arguing about things like market size and viewership. It's so crazy, like, I don't want my fans to fucking ride for me from a point of just like genuinely loving who I am. I want people to ride for the ideas. In the process, if you are correcting the record, that's fine. You know what I mean? If someone is like deluded, if you find someone in the wild who just has like the wrong opinion about what I represent and therefore it disparages like your worldview, then yeah, you can correct them. But like ultimately, the goal here is to spread a political message. All these guys fucking do is just like enter this arena without any sort of interest in spreading a political message at all, and they end up leaving the sphere of discourse in fucking ashes. It's very, very, very frustrating to have to deal with this all the goddamn time. And then this piece of shit talked about going after NOAA's funds raised for Palestine. Wait, what?
And let's say hypothetically I'm planning to sue a bunch of these people. They just keep raising money because NOAA's like, let's prove to Ethan that we can raise the money to fight this lawsuit, which is fine. Like I said, I prefer them raise the money so that I know that at least there's something left when I win, right? Man, that's just math. That's just logic. That money's coming to me eventually. So it's good. If he was bankrupt, I wouldn't collect at all. So in a way, it's good for me that he's crowdfunding. But I do think it's funny.
But he's not crowdfunding for his lawsuit.
No, well, he said, I'm going to crowdfund, but I'm doing it to prove that we can. I said, instead of crowdfunding for the lawsuit, I'm going to crowdfund for Gaza.
But that's like an actual good cause.
Yes, it is.
So
So what's funny though is that he's asking his audience to chip in to prove, right, that he can crowdfund.
It doesn't prove anything like
but
of the sort at all.
There's got to be a limit. Like he can't go and you think he's going to go?
Well, also
crowdfund another
more
20,000?
people are obviously more willing to give to a cause that's going to a good cause versus some dude's lawsuit.
Yeah, totally. That too. But like at the end of the day, it's
What?
awesome. Yeah. I think it's fucking great. I love it.
You are way too kind to this freak. I'm not. He's out of his fucking mind, dude. Bro, he positioned himself as being against funding like fundraising for a cancer charity. When D-Man says you hide your power level all the time, he's lying to his audience, but also sniping at you, laughing at how blatantly he can lie, and is trying to rile you up. Yeah, I mean, he has his own fucking self-inflicted wounds that he must deal with. Yeah. Dan doesn't baby Ethan Klein. Notice how he starts ignoring Dan when he isn't agreeing with him? I know. Anyway, whatever. I mean, this is villain shit. This is villainous shit. Oh, yeah, I saw this, the petite feet thing. I'm laughing so fucking hard. I've been seeing the screenshot going around and I never open. I'm losing it. Like, this is the kind of shit we post on HASAN Twit out of love for our demure diva. Petite feet, feminist steps. Sounds like a lady when he's walking in the room. That's so strange, dude. Very weird guy. Like he switches off from me being a dangerous radical terrorist to like having tiny feet or something. Okay, I have tiny feet. Yeah, sure. It's just a very, very strange, almost sexual obsession. Invite this loser on to debate your Syria tweet and call him a coward when he doesn't. That losers always hate watching clearly. No, these guys don't care. They don't care. They don't want to do that. Like Asmongold's a great example of this. He will cut thousands of videos going forward, as he has already. He's done. He will spend hours and hours talking about me, and then when I respond, he'll go, oh, "You're so obsessed." And when I say, "Hey, man, we can have a discussion if you want," as I've suggested numerous times, his fan base literally shuts off that counter. They just don't. They're like, nah, it's so much better if we just keep screaming from our hug box. Because they know that like if he were to test the metal of his ideas against someone who is more knowledgeable to him, he would look like a fucking moron. He would have to forcibly concede on a lot of positions to maintain his intellectually curious stance. Like he's apolitical, right? You need to call them cowards. They can't hide from that. They are, but it doesn't matter. Debating isn't always productive. It's kind of glorified. I know. But like, there is only so much back and forth I'm willing to entertain over clips where I will say like, yeah, look, let's do it. Let's have a conversation. You want to fucking talk shit? Let's do it. Let's have a normal, productive conversation face to face. And there is a reason why they don't want to do that. And the reason why they don't want to do that is because they recognize that they would look like fucking silly fools. Takes one to know one, kid. Takes one to know one, kid. You spew a lot of hyperbolic shit too. Just point to what I'm saying. Like point to what your disagreement is. Don't fucking do these vague generalizations, okay? And secondly, I'm not the one shying away from talking to Asmon. He's the one who's running away. And the same thing goes for Ethan as well. Like look at the back and forth that took place between me and Ethan when that actually had a conversation. You went from saying that he was going to talk to Sam Cedar. Now he claims he won the debate. What debate? I thought it was a conversation. They're just doing myth making over there. And you can engage in myth making as long as you like keep the cult tight, because this is basically cultish thinking. That's all this is. That's all this turns into is developing a cult. Purge the naysayers. No scrutiny allowed. Their community is not capable of having a conversation. Every conversation has been called a debate. I mean, it's whatever. It's just that's also another. There's also another like incredibly toxic mentality that persists online, especially with like online political discourse. Everything has to be a fucking debate.